Hey guys. Well, some of you already know that I am a huge Sleepaway Camp fan, of course, and I have the Sleepaway Camp box set, the exclusive Sleepaway Camp box set that comes with the bonus disc. This box set's out of print to this very day. Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. Sleepaway Camp 4, The Survivor. And let's not forget, Return to Sleepaway Camp. I actually did a review on this movie a while back, a couple of years ago, probably, and I actually like this movie. I like all the Sleepaway Camp movies, to tell you the truth. Of course, I do think there are some that are better than others. And the Return to Sleepaway Camp review is on my friend's YouTube page, though, just to let you know. And I would just like to talk to you about something in this series. Well, Sleepaway Camp is my favorite movie. I'm not saying it's one of my favorite movies, like some people would say, like, oh, it's one of my favorite movies. It is my favorite movie. Sleepaway Camp is my favorite movie. So I would just like to talk to you about this right here, this bonus disc, Sleepaway Camp 4, The Survivor. Well, it goes like, hey, what's this? Could it be? Yes, it is. Sleepaway Camp 4, The Survivor. Oh. Well, of course, I'll explain the story about this. Back in 1992, they were making a Sleepaway Camp movie called Sleepaway Camp 4, The Survivor, but the company that was making the movie went bankrupt, and production of the movie was shut down. Never finished, it was cancelled. Until they released this bonus disc on the exclusive Sleepaway Camp box set that you can only get at Best Buy, or maybe you can find it like on eBay or something now these days since it's out of print. And then just like recently, I think it was last year, the director Jim Markovic, he found some more footage and hired some editors, and they edited this whole movie, a 70-minute movie, using archive footage from Sleepaway Camp 1, 2, and 3. Like, basically, this movie's sort of like Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. But I kind of thought Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 was so bad it was good, because I know a lot of people hate that movie because of the use of stock footage. About like approximately 45 minutes of stock footage from the first movie was used in that movie. It was basically the same thing with this, about like stock footage from Sleepaway Camp 1, 2, and 3 was used in this movie. But to tell you the truth, I actually like this more than Silent Deadly Night Part 2, because it had better acting in it. Although this movie did have low quality, because I'm guessing they probably just didn't edit it into like high def or any of that stuff. But what can you do with archive footage? And of course, I know people are going to be complaining about this movie. They're going to be saying, oh, this movie is bad. They just used so much footage from the other movies. Why couldn't they just not release this? Well, I believe this was released for the fans. Also, just to finish this movie once and for all. And the use of archive footage, since there was, on this bonus disc was like production footage, like footage, obviously, for this movie, that was in this movie, and it was, also they edited a trailer together using the footage from the cancelled movie and footage from Sleepaway Camp 1, 2, and 3. So I'm gonna guess maybe that trailer could have been like a sign or something, like maybe the use of the footage from Sleepaway Camp 1, 2, and 3 could have been like an idea they had for this movie, like they were gonna like edit footage from the previous Sleepaway Camp movies into this movie in the first place. Maybe they were planning to do that the whole time. Because of course, like, if they just put together the footage that they filmed, it was just gonna be as a short film, maybe just a 10-minute short film. Anyway, let's get into this now. This movie's about this girl named Allison, and she's suffering from nightmares, hallucinations, from the bad camp experience. Since she was a survivor of Camp Arawak from the first movie. And so like she's been getting help for her nightmares, and her shrink suggests that she goes to the camp to like fight her nightmares, and also she's arranged to meet this ranger at that camp. So she goes there, and while she's there, she reminisces about the events with Angela Baker, of course. Basically, she's remembering all the kids getting killed in Camp Arawak, Camp Rolling Hill, Camp New Horizon, all the camps in the previous 3 movies. Sorry. Sorry. And so, so she also meets up with the ranger that she was arranged with later on in the movie, and the ranger and her go to make out. But then like she thinks it's going too far, so she stops it, and then basically pisses him off, so chases her around the woods, meets up with this hunter, and then all of a sudden she kills both the ranger and the hunter. And I was a little confused though when she went to kill the hunter, because when she went to kill him, she said, "I need your help," and he goes, "What kind of help?" And then we hear a gunshot, so I was gonna help her. Or maybe like, I have this one guess though, like maybe like the help could be like, help me by dying, so like, I could fight my nightmares. Or maybe she was actually really Angela the whole time, because of how this actually ends, her like holding a knife, sort of like the end of the first Sleepaway Camp, the shocking ending of the first Sleepaway Camp. Yeah, so I actually thought this movie was an okay movie. It was a decent movie for what it was. As I know a lot of people, as I just said, are going to be hating this movie because of the use of archive footage. Well, you know what? I respect this movie for what it was. And if you want to hate me for liking this movie, go ahead. Let me have it. I really don't care. It could be because I'm biased or something. I just really love Sleepaway Camp so much. Because heck, I don't hate any of the Sleepaway Camp movies. And also, to tell you the truth, I'm friends with the Sleepaway Camp director himself, Robert Hiltzik. I met him countless times. I've had conversations with him, hung out with him, all that stuff. I even attended the Sleepaway Camp Reunion 2 at Monster Mania a couple years back in New Jersey. And while I was there, I hung out with the Sleepaway Camp cast. I hung out with Jeff Hayes, of course. He's a cool guy. Awesome man. I also hung out with Jonathan Tiersten. He's cool. I hung out with Karen Fields. She's cool. Hung out with Frank Soldino. He's cool. Hung out with Paul D'Angelo. He's cool. Hung out with Desiree Cood. She's cool. I also met Felissa Rose years later. She's also cool. Yeah, so I'm just a huge Sleepaway Camp fan in general. Yeah, and so I respected this movie for what it was. I mean, of course, I will admit that there were some archive footage that I thought was a little unnecessary. Like, felt like it was just forced right into there, because like it was probably just put in there just to make the movie 70 minutes, because probably they didn't. It would have just been just an hour. And there were things I actually did like about the archive footage, since there was a scene in Sleepaway Camp 2 where Angela's sleeping and having a nightmare, but when she's having a nightmare, she's having a nightmare about her killing the kids in that movie, and having a nightmare of her singing, "Oh, I'm a happy camper." But in this version, they have that re-edited to a different version, which I actually liked more. Like, when she's having a nightmare, she's not having a nightmare about her killing the kids and singing, "Oh, I'm a happy camper." Instead, she's having a nightmare about the beginning scene of the first Sleepaway Camp, where we see young Angela, young Peter, and her father get killed in the boating accident. So I thought that was better. I thought that was more nightmarish, more traumatizing. Why couldn't they do that with Sleepaway Camp 2? Well, they probably never thought of that, and who knows. But I still like that movie too, so yeah, so I respected this movie for what it was, and I like it. And if you are a diehard Sleepaway Camp fan, you'll like it too. So maybe this is only for diehard Sleepaway Camp fans only. You can like get it. Retro Slashers release this, sleepawaycampfilms.com, or eBay. I mean, not eBay, or eBay, yeah. Amazon is where I got my copy, so you can get that off of there. So, I think that's all I gotta say. Well, no, that's not all I gotta say. After watching that movie, I just want to say one thing. I want more Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp is not over yet. It is just beginning. because I know Robert Hiltzick's supposed to be doing a Sleepaway Camp reunion in 3D, and I also heard rumors that Michael A. Simpson, the director of Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, is supposed to be directing a Sleepaway Camp 4 called Sleepaway Camp Berserk. Not too sure if that's going to happen though, because I've been hearing that for years, but I'll still look out for it. Hope it gets made too. Here's my Return to Sleepaway Camp shirt. Kids can be so mean. So, Sleepaway Camp forever. See you next time.